Hello, Queens and Kings. My name is Thandeka Shabangu. Welcome to my channel. If it is the first time here, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Welcome to today's tutorial where we'll be doing our letter P. So, we'll be continuing with our letter series. So, today we'll be doing our letter P. What materials are we using for today's tutorial? We're going to be using our 8-knot size check beads, our upholstery thread, and our needle. So, let's get started. This is how far we are so far. So, we're going to start nicely from the top, moving down. At the corner, you pick up 2 red beads, your background color. You take your needle, insert it under the first loop and then into your bead like this. And then moving forward, we're going to add 8 beads of a different color of our letter color. So this is our first green bead. This is our second. So we're going to keep on adding until we have 8 beads in total. This is our second bead. And this is our third bead. This is what I like to do sometimes, like this, and then pull once. It saves time. And pull once. So we're starting with our capital letter P. Then we pull. One more green bead. Then we pull. So for the rest of the row, the remaining 2 beads, you're going to add your red beads or your background color. So for the next row, we're going to start off with our 2 red beads. So the first row we were doing the stick. So moving forward, we're going to focus on the circle part. So we're going to add 5 red beads before we're going to start off with our green. We'll start off. Then we pull nicely. I apologize, Queens and Kings. We add 6 red beads first, not 5. 6 red beads before we pick up our green. So in total we have our 6 red beads, our background color, and then we pick up 1 green bead. We are creating the circle at the top of our P, and then you're going to pick up your red bead, first red, and our second red bead. And then after that, you're going to pick up 1 green. one green bead. So this is how it is. And then you pick up your red beads for the rest of the row. At the corner, you pick up your 2 red beads. You're starting a new row. I've added my red beads. And then you're going to add 1 green bead like this. You add your 1 green bead. And then you go back to your red beads. This is our second red bead. And our third red bead. So after picking up your 3 red bead, now you're going to pick up your 1 green bead like this. Oof. You pick up your 1 green bead. I have a knot here, Queens and Kings. I've added my green bead nicely. So for the rest of the row, you're going to add your red beads. Okay? I've added my red beads. Now we're starting with a new row. You're going to pick up your 2 red beads. This is the background color. Pick up another red bead. Another red bead. I've added my beads. Now I'm going to pick up my other bead. Red bead. Have you seen that summer is coming? Hey, it's going to be nice, Queens and Kings. It's going to be nice. But I love winter too. I enjoy winter. The thing I don't love about summer is the fact that our bodies don't respond nicely to the heat. Have you noticed how you can easily get tired when it's summer compared to winter? Like you can do 2 tasks in winter and in summer, but in summer you can easily get tired. But in winter, you won't easily get tired. See what I mean? See what I mean? But I love winter. I love summer too because of the water. I enjoy swimming. I say that, but I rarely swim in summer. You know, I always say, I love summer because we can swim. But I rarely swim. Like I could swim guy one only on one day. We would go to a swimming park or do you know what I mean? So Queens and Kings, you're going to pick up. You have your 3 red beads at the center of your P. Now you pick up your 1 green bead. And then 1 red. And this is how it is. Now we're starting on a new row. You pick up 2 red beads, insert your needle at the corner, and you pull. And into the bead. Then from this point, you pick up your 1 green bead. Like this. And then after your green beads, you're going to pick up 2 red beads. So this is our first red bead. Then I add my second red bead. After adding your 2 red beads, you're going to add your 1 green bead. Okay, you can see the pea coming to shape now. And then for the rest of the row, you're going to add your red beads, the background color. Then we'll come back. I've added my red beads. So now we're starting on our new row. You start off. So this row will be the last row that we'll be doing for our capital letter P. Pick up your red beads. So now we're working on closing the circle at the top of our P. Ooh, we're always gonna get knots with black upholstery thread. I am tired of defending you, black upholstery thread. I'm tired of defending black upholstery thread the way I'm always defending Utami from Married at First Sight. I am tired of defending Utami. I am tired. Because every time when I use black upholstery thread, I struggle with knots. Whether I use a single thread or whether I use double. J. Kuyafana. Okay, so this is how it is. Now we're going to pick up our 3 green beads. So after your 7 red beads, you're going to pick up your 3 green beads. This is my first one. I am tired of defending Utami, but he has come a long way. Ah, shame. Yazin. I still give him the benefit of the doubt. Utami. The way I'm always defending him. From the beginning, I was like, Yazin. Shame. He will make it. Let me not speak too much. What if he disappoints me? Yazin. Then you pick up your 2 red beads. So this is my first, and this is my second red bead. So this is our capital letter P. Now let's work on doing our small letter P. So we're going to start at the bottom, moving up. I would recommend that you start, it's easier when you start from the top to the bottom, but we're here now, so we are going to do that way. So you're going to pick up 2 green beads, the color that you use for your letter and not your background color. So our small letter P is the same thing as our P, but instead it moves a bit lower. It's lower in position. So you're going to keep adding your green beads. I can't wait for us to do Q. Yo, I'm so excited for Q. I feel like it's going to be a nice challenge. when we do Q. And here we are. We have 7 green beads. So for the rest of the row, you're going to pick up your red beads. So this is how it is, all the way until up. So now we're starting a new row, queens and kings. Going to start off by picking up 2 red beads. So we have our stick. Now we're working on our circle at the top to have our fully P, to make P in full. So after adding your 5 red beads, you pick up your 1 green bead. Pick up 1 green bead and then you go back to your red. So this is our 1 green, and then back to our red. First red, second red, and then 1 green. And then after this, you go back to your red bead. So you pick up red bead for the rest of the row. So we've added our red beads. Now we're starting on a new row. Start off with our 2 red beads. This is our background color. Okay, so I have our 3 red beads. Now I pick up my 1 green bead like this. Then I add my red beads. So at the center I'm going to have 3 red beads. This is my second red bead that I'm adding at the center of our P. And this is my third red bead. Then I pick up my 1 green bead. So for the rest of the row, I'm going to add my red beads. Then I'll come back. I've added my red beads. Now let's get started with our next row. You pick up your 2 red beads like this. And then your other red beads. I'm sorry for the background noise. It's daytime and the kids from my neighborhood are playing outside. They're playing soccer. So they're kicking ball and they're being busy. I'm happy for them, yes. Because kids these days, they are doing PlayStation. Then, after your 4 red beads, you're going to pick up 1 green beads. So I'm glad that they're getting fresh air, you know. The only time I'm not happy is when they play until about 7 and it's dark outside and it's load shedding and I'm like, yo, there's no electricity, it's dark. What are these kids doing outside? I'm like, what are the parents saying? Like this, they're very comfortable, Bona. They're indoors and the kids are busy outside and it's dark. And that's dangerous, you know? That's very dangerous. That's the only time I don't like it when they're playing outside. Then you pick up your 3 red beads. After that, you add your 1 green bead. Like this. Then you add your red beads. You know what I've always wondered to myself is that games, while I was growing up, games would be seasonal. And I don't know who would make up, who would decide, who would say, now it's time for this, now it's time for this. Because we wouldn't play skipping the whole year. If you think back, you wouldn't play skipping the whole year. There'd be times where you forget skipping and you'll be playing scotch. And then you discover that in other neighborhoods they're doing the same thing. Then there'll be time where you will leave scotch and then you'll be playing umgusha. And then you realize that in other neighborhoods it's season for umgusha. Who would decide? Who would pick it's season for which game? Now we're going to do the next row. You start with your 2 red beads. That's one thing I would always wonder. Kuti, who picks Uguti when is it time to do this? Because I'd also uh, notice even for boys, they would play marbles at a certain time of the year, and they would play itop at a certain time of the year. Jay, like even till today, I always wonder. I wonder, like, who decides? Okay, guys, let's cut the skipping. Now we're gonna start with this code. And who would say, okay, guys, now it's time for Amatin? Who would say, okay, stop it now. Let's focus on Mingeto. Oopsie. Oopsie. Okay, so you pick up 1 green beads. I had to sort out my knot. Then you pick up, after your 4 red beads, you pick up 1 green bead. And then you pick up your 2 red beads. Because think about it, queens and kings. For us, let me not say for everyone, for us, in our street, we would play ibati during school holidays. So during the June and the December holidays, that's when we would play ibati. But mostly during the June holidays. And then that's when we would play ibati, you know. And then the others would play at a certain time. Skipping would play skipping around the beginning of spring, if I remember correctly. And umgusha would play umgusha around winter. I I always used to wonder who decides the times? Like who decides the times? Like for the guys, as I would mention, Guti, they would play itop and marbles Even the shops, the spaza shops, they won't be selling marbles from January to December. They'll sell marbles around the time that the marbles are popular. That's how you know these games are they're a bit seasonal, Marias. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Tell me if I'm crazy because I know I'm not. Maybe it's something that used to happen around my neighborhood, but not because I would visit in other, like my cousin's place. Still, it will be the same story. The two games that I loathe, that I don't like, is Umgusha and yeah, especially Umgusha and Ingeto. Umgusha is the stockings one, and Ingeto is the stone one. This is because number one, I used to be a chubby kid. I'm still a chubby kid. So I wouldn't do well with Umkusha. The fact that I had to jump up high, it would be very tedious for me. So this is the we're closing our P, and then Ingeto, the ones we will use stones. My eye hand coordination is not good. It's still recovering till this day. So that's why I would have a challenge because I would throw the stone, and by the time I have to catch it, now I'm looking down, or I'll throw the stone. Instead of throwing it straight up, it will go in that direction. Yeah, basically, I had a good career as an all saver. When it comes to games, I would be an all saver, and I would take pride in my position. I'm a happy all saver. But the game that I was good at is Ipat. I used to enjoy Amatini. Yeah. But Umkusha ending it, please give me zero, ma'am. No thank you. Cut the cameras, cut the cameras. So we're done, Queens and Kings. This is where we're going to stop. Capital letter P and our small letter P. If you like, you can drag your P a little bit. You see these two beads? You can add the P and drag it a bit down if you like. But this is how it is. Thank you so much for watching, Queens and Kings. See you on the next video. I love you guys so, so much. Remember to love yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself, and have fun. If you love the content that you're seeing, please consider subscribing. See you on the next video. Bye.